Hi everybody, this is Diane. I guess I'm working on these boxes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different boxes containing cards. These are envelopes, but mostly it's cards and journaling things and postcards, things like that, index cards, tags. So I think I'm tackling these first as far as my destashing the serious destashing goes. I ran into something though with the tags, which I'll talk about that. But this is the first one I did. I mentioned that it's sitting on my desk. It's a nice looking box, and it was overflowing. I had stuff crammed into it, and then a pile of stuff that was sitting next to it instead of in it because I didn't have room. So I went through everything, and even the pile that was sitting next to it, and this is right here. These are what I kept from that pile, and there's still room. There's room for me to, move things around, pull forward, and look at what's here. So I'm pretty happy with this. It has my game sheets like bridge and Yahtzee and other miscellaneous game sheets. It has vintage ledger, like miniature ledger and memo book pages, and some miscellaneous notepads, the appointment books, the vintage ones that I like to use. I've got quite an assortment of different pages and different sizes. There's a 5-year diary page collection, and then these kinds of list papers that aren't even vintage, but I have a few different ones, and I made them skinnier. I pulled pages off them. So I did talk about all the types of pages that are in this. Also, I have autograph book pages. So I'm going to pull these out because I know I have more. Oh, that's not autograph pages. I know I have more of these, so I'm going to pull these out, and we'll find them as I go through these other boxes. So I'm going to set this out of my way because this one is done. And I guess I'll talk about the tags first because I just did them, but I said I ran into something with them, and that is I don't want to get rid of tags. I just organize them. So this is what I ended up with. I have this small box that I probably got at Walmart, and this has my smaller tags, and I have a variety. I use tags all the time. So back here are vintage ones that are printed, and I love these. I found quite a few last year, and I have just found a few here and there before that. I don't use these in journals because they are so hard to find. And there's some luggage tags too. So I keep them in the back. I can use them in a journal, but probably they will go in my journals. I just don't want to use them. These are special. I have scanned them into my computer so I can make copies. It doesn't belong in there. But all of these are just small colored tags. I purchased these bright ones, orange, blue, red, and yellow. They were sold in packs of I forgot how many, but in one color at a time. So I bought probably 2 packs of each color. I don't remember, but that was at a flea market, but they're not old tags, I don't believe, but I really like them. It's really fun to use these in golden book journals and things like that. And then I just got these from Amazon because I needed to replenish some of my tag sizes. And I saw these and I just bought them. There's lavender and 2 shades of pink, a yellow, a buff, or just a pale yellow. There is one that looks more like a shipping tag, which I don't think should have been included in a colored pack, but what are you going to do? Mint and this light blue and this pink. And so I'm keeping all of those. And then I have other small tags like that one. Yeah, I didn't just buy these. I've had these. So what are the size on these? I'll tell you the size. This is 2, not quite 2.5 wide by 4 3/4. And then I have some white ones. So I didn't realize how many white ones I had, and I bought some more. That's these. But it's not like I have a ton. I had this many. So I didn't really need to replenish yet, but I did buy some. And then some of these are with a stub on them. And I have my floral hang tags. This is all I have left. I bought these years ago, and I bought a big bag full of them at the flea market, and that's a Tim Holtz tag. I sold some in packs when I first got them, and I've been using them over the years, and this is all I have left. There's still quite a few there. And then I have these that I probably got these on Amazon, sold tags. So that's what this is for, and I just like having a variety, and I use them all the time, so I'm not gonna get rid of any of these. And the other tag box I have are for the bigger tags, but it also includes library pockets. So I don't have very many of these really super big tags. I only have 2. And these are 4 by 8. So I don't know if I'm going to replenish these right away or not. These are repair tags. They're tall, but they're skinny. And I have these in here. These are vintage, and they're not really tags, but this was the best place to put them. Payroll deduction punch cards. And I got quite a stack of them. I think I bought them at the flea market. And then these are inspection tickets, so I just put them in here too. And again, I have a few like vintage. This is not vintage, but that one is Princess Cruise Line. But this is what I just wanted to replenish. I didn't have any of this size left except for these, and these are vintage, so I kind of use them sparingly with the metal, and there's aging on them and the number printed on them. I really like these. I got them at a vendor mall. So I did replenish these and those small ones, like I said. And so I put together some bundles of I think it's 10 of these and 15 of the white ones. I haven't put them in the shop yet, but I put them together, and I might add something else to them. I'm not sure, because I have more here that won't fit in my container. So, oh, and then I have blue inventory tags. And then I had these. These were the only ones that I had left that were plain and this size. This is the size I most commonly use, and it is just over 3 by 6 1/4. So these are nice. They're not like what you buy at Staples or anything for shipping supplies. These were a nice scrapbooker's tags, I think, you know, like in the craft department. And then I have these. I have a few repair tags. And these, which are layaway tags with a square rectangular shape. And I have some small Princess Cruise tags. That goes with my other vintage tags that I don't want to use. And then I have my library pockets. So I got these at my flea market. And they are vintage, but they are adhesive backed, so they're not like extremely old. but I always glue them down. And I just discovered, just before I started the video, that I have these that wouldn't fit in this box. So I might put a few of these. How about I'll put 5 of these in with each tag bundle. And I don't know if I'll get rid of any more, because these are, like I said, these are things I use all the time. So I just want to keep them. And I do have some colored library pockets that I got at Amazon. All different colors here. And I don't have a lot left, I don't think, of the vintage library cards that go with these envelopes. I have a few, but not very many. But I purchased colored cards. These white ones are the ones that go with the envelopes. So that's not a whole lot compared to the envelopes I have. I have a few that are written on. And I have a little bit of a stack of these that you stamp the date on. So they're fun to use. But then I have these, I said I was ordering library cards, but these are papers, but I still like to use them. It said cards on the listing. And then I have some digital tags printed off, and they're right here. And these are tags that I'm making, so I just have papers glued to backing, and so they're ready to be finished. And I have some what is that called, gesso on a couple of tags that I can decorate. Then I found these. This is all I have left of my plant tags, so I want to remember to use them. So they're here with the tags. So these tag boxes are staying as they are. I think I can put some more of these if I put them upside down, so the bulky part is on the top. But I want to see what they are, so I'm going to put these in the back. Okay, now the other things I need to go through, well, I did go through this last night. This is a sewing machine drawer. And as much as I like this, I might end up getting something smaller and more lightweight, because I worry about the weight on my wire shelving. But this is my postcard box, but it also contains time cards and guest checks. And it was full. It was less full, I think, when I pulled it out to go through it yesterday, but it was still pretty full. And I took a lot out. So I'm going to have to be putting together a bundle pretty soon, because I pulled out a lot of stuff from these boxes that I'm doing, plus the tags that I just ordered from Amazon. So I need to do some bundles. But it has my remaining postcards, some other fun cards, like this is like a folk dance or square dance colors cards in here. I got those in a Happy Mail, and I have used a few, but I've been hoarding them. And these are typewritten cards for a recess games or gym teacher in elementary school. I don't have very many of those left. And then these are chipboard funny licenses that I got. I got a stack of them at the flea market last year. License to become a blonde, musician's license, ankle license, hereby permitted to wear her stockings hooked or rolled or anklets loud enough to attract the male species' attention. I don't know how old these are. Pretty old. So I've got space right here. So my goal, it would be great if I could eliminate at least one box. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Let's see what's in the rest of these boxes. I did go through this one recently, and there is empty space in it. Like this whole section is empty. And this one is printed, like digital cards. I have the big ones in the back. And Mrs. Coggs. I have different sets of Mrs. Coggs that I put in bags to keep them together. These are just pages from a book that I could include, but they're with the journaling cards because this is where I would, oh, there's my autograph books. I would look for these kinds of things to insert into pockets in this box. So I have little music books that are vintage. It'd be fun to tuck those in a pocket. Yep, all those are music books. And these I would use more for collage, but this I like to tuck into pockets. I think I will. This is from a little beauty book, and I just saw the book. It's over on my table, so I'll put that in here. I'm going to put this in with collage materials. But these are all things I could just take a page and add them to a pocket. So here are my autograph books. Here are the pages that I found. I don't want to just get rid of any of those because I don't come across those that often. More often than many of you probably, but there are some things that I just am afraid I wouldn't come across again if I got rid of them. There's a whole book of autograph pages. Not written in, but it came apart. I didn't take it apart, but it's so pretty. So that's there. And then all of these are digitals, except that's scrapbook paper. I keep the digital pieces separate from regular journal cards, like Project Life cards, because these are ones that I can't I can't sell these. I can't put a packet together and sell them because they're not mine to sell. So I used to have a huge collection of pre-printed digitals, and I've been using them up, and this is what I have left. So that's pretty awesome, plus some of the big ones in the back. So I did fill this in a little bit with autograph books. I do have a little bit of space, so if I come across something that should be in here, I will know I have room for it. I'm going to set this on the shelf for now. Now this is small envelopes. And I don't use them very often, but I do want to keep some. Some of them are vintage. So I'm going to go through and maybe eliminate some. So these are the vintage little envelopes that eyeglass lenses came in. So I don't want to get rid of those, but I think I need to keep them in a place where I can see them better because they're way down there and I never see them. These are little tiny coin envelopes. These are vintage. They were to put pills in that a pharmacist would sell. Not prescription pills, but these were headache pills. And I just kept finding them, I think probably at Bob's, or maybe, I think I got them at a different vendor actually, but I got them a couple different times. So I'll keep those. I just need to remember to use them. These did I stamp on that? I think I did. I stamped on these. Yep, they all have different stamps. And this one, they're ready to use. And then I have some blank ones. I love my little 1929 offering envelopes. I think there should be more. Hopefully they're in this pile somewhere. These tiny envelopes, I just don't see myself using. I like the glassine ones. And I have some button envelopes that were attached to clothing. I think I'll use those. I'm going to get rid of some of these little, there's some more offering ones. I'll keep the ones I stamped on because you might not want those. But get rid of those and that one. That's a little digital envelope. This has a snap. Have you ever seen an envelope with a snap? And it has a key in it. I think it was for a bank safety deposit. I'm sorry, I dropped some envelopes because it says United Penn Bank. Oh yeah, safe deposit box key in this envelope. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to put that somewhere else, like with my vintage stuff. I don't want to get rid of any of these optometrist envelopes. And this one is printed. This is rather recent. I may have just gotten that from Bob. Which ones am I getting rid of? Not these. These over here. And this is a film, like getting pictures. So I'm going to put that with my bigger envelopes that's over and in the nook. I have another box of envelopes over there. And these are vintage, so I'll keep those. They're pretty grungy. They're from a bank. Oh, I'll just keep these in here. Might as well keep all the envelopes together. These are some that I made. And I have a die, but I have the little discs cut out that you're supposed to make the fastener with. They have little holes. So you put this on and one there, and then you have the string. I've made these a long time ago, and I haven't put them together yet. So I might as well leave these out and tell myself I have to put those together. And it might be so much fun that I get more scraps out and make some more of them. Who knows? I'll remove just a few of these. And I have some glassine ones that were for stamp collectors. Just need to remember to use envelopes. I don't know why I don't use them very much. This one has a window. There's another very, very old one, but they can go in with the bigger ones. That's a digital one. These are all digital. They were for a kit that I bought. These are, I think they're 7 Gypsies. They're kind of like almost a waxed craft paper, but they're not waxy. I don't know what it is. Maybe they rubbed oil on it. I'm not sure. But they do have an odor of whatever whatever they were treated with. These are plastic, clear plastic ones. They're fun. I need to remember to use those. Little stationery envelopes, vintage. This is a jewelry envelope from a local jewelry store. I think when I had my wedding ring resized, I think they put it in that. So I guess this is all I have left of my offering envelopes. I have been using them. I love them. Now, maybe I can dispose of some of these. I think maybe I should pass on some of the glassine ones. this one has little tiny ones inside it. So I'll give away, well, not give away, but I'll put them in bundles. A few of these. That one's a little bag. And I'll keep some. This one feels old. This, I don't know if it was made to close. Maybe it was, but this would be nice glued down to a page. Just slip something in there if you decorate on the outside. These are vintage envelopes. It came with note cards or something. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. I'll keep 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like the scalloped flap. And I'll let these go. That one kind of is a little messy because I opened it up and it didn't open up very neatly. I think the rest are coin envelopes. I have 3 pink ones. I will keep those. These are layaway envelopes or jeweler's envelopes. I'll keep those because I don't think I have a lot of those. Oh, these, I think I must have ordered those from a Etsy seller some time ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, more vintage. Oh, these, I'm not getting rid of any of these. Excelsior Creamery. The ones that are printed, they're like the tags. I don't want to get rid of those, but I do want to use them. These are vintage. You can tell because the clasp is rusty. So I will keep those. And I have 2 Valentine envelopes from the 60s, so I'm keeping those. This is a template that I made for these. These are not vintage. They're the ones we could get at Target for a short season, and I bought some, and I only have 2 left of this, but I keep the template so I know how to make something to go on that. And I painted these with gesso, these little brown envelopes. I used to sell these in my shop once upon a time. This one has a stamp inside it, and it's decorated with a stamp. But I'm going to put these in the to-go pile. I think I'll keep the little pink ones, though. These cute little envelopes, they're adorable. Okay, I got more of the vintage ones. Didn't know I had so many. There they are. And I'll keep six of those, and the rest can go. Three white, three blue, and these can go. So I did create some space in here. I might end up, when I do the bigger box of bigger envelopes, I might end up being able to put them together, all the envelopes together. I don't know if I will or not. And I might as well put these, well, I'm going to leave those out so I do them. Okay. This I'm going to take upstairs and deal with. It is playing cards and game cards. And it is full. And I don't need this many. And it would be nice to be able to put them in a little box like this. I have one of these for my smaller tags. This is for journaling cards that aren't digital. Project Life cards and things like that. I even have these that are stamped that my friend, all these my friend Jill stamped for me and cut them out for me. And I've used them over the years, and I still have that many left. These are in here because they have a card in them. They're not just an envelope. But I never use these. I'm going to de-stash these. So I'm not de-stashing these. I don't have this stamp. I've got little desk calendar pages, and I de-stashed most of those and used a bunch, so this is all I have left. These are excuse cards. Well, that's a routing request, but that is too. That's an excuse card. I thought I had some yellow ones too, because some of them were unexcused absence, but these are excuse cards signed by the teacher from whose class you were absent for the local high school. So it's just a variety of different cards that I can use in journals. These were cut out of a book, so I could back them with cardstock and use them for journaling cards. So I got a really good deal on Project Life cards one year at the flea market, and I have de-stashed a lot of them. And then I have Tim Holtz cards and the like, so I won't be de-stashing these. Well, this could go with the note papers. And so could this. Or I'll just get rid of those. I'll get rid of those. They came out of scrapbook paper. Let's de-stash some stuff. It doesn't belong in there. long as they're not digitals, I can add them to my pile. And I think that's about all I'm willing to get rid of. It's a little notepad. These were K & Company little tablets you could get back in the K & Company heyday with the Smash books. And I think I either picked these up at a flea market, or a thrift store, or my niece gave them to me. That can go with the notebooks. There's a paint chip. I have paint chips elsewhere. Okay, so there's space in there. See that? All that space? But there's space in there and there's space in here, but there's not enough space for them to go together in one. How long have I been doing this? Guess we'll have to call it quits pretty soon. Like I said, I'll take that upstairs. Okay, what else do I have here? I'll show you what else I have to do. I keep going through this. I have so many different flashcards, different sizes and different vintages, that it's really hard for me to destash them, but I don't need this many. So I'll go through those too. And this, I don't keep this on my shelf over my head because it's quite heavy. This is my index card stash. I have colored ones, dyed ones, and vintage plain white ones, which they are nicer than new ones because they're heavier. New ones are super thin. These here are all dyed. And I have my tabbed cards, which I probably could destash some more of those. And then behind the index cards, well, up front I have some little field guides. And I just stuck the paint chips that I was finding, so they're in there now. And back here are, well, the larger cards. These are some sort of a ledger on index cards. So I have a few of those, not very many. And I don't have a ton of the large cards. These are mostly index tabs. So I'll have to get rid of some of those. And I have just a few dot matrix cards. And that one with the Rolodex. And those are catalog cards, Dewey Decimal System cards, blanks. And they have the perforated edge with the Rolodex, or the dot matrix part. I'm going to get rid of these. I got these at a thrift store. And they're perforated. You can take them apart. But I've used them enough. I'm done with them. Then I have large index cards back here. A couple of tabbed. Some larger envelopes. So I can probably destash some of the things in the back. I don't know if it's worth destashing index cards. Who wants to buy a bundle of index cards? You can buy them at Walmart. I will do some of the tab cards though. These are vintage. So yeah, I'll destash some of that, some of this, and hopefully some of the flashcards. And I have one more box. Is this what I already went through? No. Is it? No, this has recipe cards, Now those are bridge cards, or bridge tally sheets. What did I do with those things? Oh, I see it. Okay. So I guess some of these things are similar to what is in the box that I already did. Oh, bingo cards are back here. Bingo cards and just larger images that I can turn into large journaling cards. I'm going to have to organize this better. Maybe I can even eliminate this box right here by dispersing it into, like, the recipe cards. I could make room in here for them if I get rid of some of these things. And the bingo cards, maybe I could, yeah, I'll get rid of enough flashcards. I can put the bingo cards in there. And some of these will go in that other box that I have my note papers and all of those things. So I think this is what I'm going to aim to get rid of right here. That eliminates one box, and then it also still leaves room in some of my other boxes. So that feels like progress to me. But I do have to go through it and, you know, do the process of getting rid of some things. But I have a plan now, and I feel good about it. I will get rid of some of these index cards and some of these bigger envelopes in the back. So maybe the next one after I finish all these boxes will be my box of big envelopes over in the nook on the dresser. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this, seeing what I have and how I'm making decisions on getting rid of some stuff. Not as much as I should, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's really hard, you guys. Are you accumulating? Like, are you going to visit my shop to make purchases of bundles because you're building up a stash? Do you have just enough stash, or is it time for you to thin things out a bit? Let me know where you're at in your crafty stash. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.